This is Into Math, Module 17, Lesson 1. Represent three-digit subtraction. I can subtract a three-digit number without regrouping using a concrete model or visual model. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 400. We will begin under Build Understanding. In the cafeteria, 298 children are eating lunch. Then 145 children go to recess. How many children are still in the cafeteria? All right, let's take a look at part A together. How can you use tools to show 298 children? Draw to show your work. Okay, so you may have some of these blocks here at home that you can use to show 298 children. I'm going to go ahead and draw out 298. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that 200 and I'm going to draw 100, 200. So I've drawn 2 hundreds. Now I'm going to look at the tens column, and in the tens column there's a 9. So I'm going to draw 9 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And those sticks are sticks of 10, just like we show here. And then we have 8 ones. So I'm going to draw 8 little circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to represent the ones. So here I have drawn 298. Now let's take a look at part B. Part B asks us to complete the sentences to describe how to solve the problem. And what is our problem? Our problem is that we had 298 children, which we've represented here, and then 145 of them go to recess, and what we're looking for is how many are still in the cafeteria. So what we're going to do is we're going to be taking away 145 children from the 298 that are showing here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to, like they're saying, subtract blank ones from blank ones. We know there are 8 ones in 298. How many ones are in 145? That's right, there's 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 5 ones from 8 ones. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we've subtracted 5 from the 8. Let's look at the tens column. Subtract blank tens from blank tens. Well, we know that we have 9 tens right here from 298. And let's look at the 145. How many tens do we need to take away or subtract? That's right, there's 4. So we are going to say that we will subtract 4 tens from the 9 tens. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's subtract 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just put an X on those 4. Okay, let's look at this last part. Subtract blank hundreds from blank hundreds. So here we had 2 hundreds, and then in 145, how many hundreds do we have here? Just 1. So we are going to subtract 100 from 200. And when we do that, we can go ahead and cross out one of the hundreds. Okay, so now we can look at part C, show how to subtract in your visual model. So we see that we had 298, we took away 145, and what is left? Well, what's left is we have this 100 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 10 here, and we have 3 ones. So what do we have left? We have 100, 5 tens, and 8 ones are left. And so we can look at the final statement here. There are 158 children still in the cafeteria. Nice work. Let's look at the next page. We are on page 401 under Step It Out Part 1. The Children's Theater had 876 tickets to sell. There are 358 tickets left to sell. How many tickets were sold? So again, we had 876 tickets that needed to be sold, and they sold tickets, and then here's what's left when they were done, 352. So what they're asking is, how many tickets were sold? So let's follow what they're asking. Draw a visual model to represent 876. You may want to pause and go ahead and try this on your own and come back, or you can follow along with me. I see that there are 8 hundreds and 876. So I'm going to draw 8 hundreds. Then I see that there are 7 tens. So I'm going to draw 7 tens represented by these sticks. And then I see that there are 6 ones. So I am going to draw 6 little circles to represent the ones. Okay, now we need to move on to part B. Show how to subtract 352 from 876 in your drawing. You may want to pause and try this part on your own and then come back to check your answer. So we are going to subtract this number 352 from 876, which we have in the box. So we are going to start with the ones column first, and we subtract 2 ones. Then we go to the tens column, and there are 5, so we're going to subtract 5 tens. And then we go to the hundreds column, and there are 3, so we're going to go ahead and subtract 3 hundreds. Now we can look at part C. How many hundreds, tens, and ones are there? Well, we see that there are 5 hundreds left, there are 2 tens left, and there are 4 ones. So we have solved this problem. How many tickets were sold? We can answer that there were 524 tickets sold. Let's take a look at the check for understanding. At a farm, there are 459 chickens and 237 ducks. How many more chickens than ducks are on the farm? Make a concrete model or draw a visual model to solve. Okay, you may want to try this on your own and come back to check your answer, or you can follow along with me. I'm going to start first with the 459 chickens. So again, I'm going to draw 4 boxes for my hundreds, which is 4. I'm going to draw 5 sticks for my tens, which is 5. And I'm going to draw 9 little circles here for my 9 ones in 459. Then I'm going to take a look at the amount of ducks. There are 237. We will start with the ones column, and there are 7. So we will X out 7 ones. Next, we will look at the tens column, and there are 3 tens. So we will cross off 3 tens. And finally, we will look at the hundreds, and there are 2 hundreds. So we will cross off 2 hundreds. Now we will see what is left. We have 200, 2 tens, and 2 ones. So we will write 222 more chickens are left. Great job. Please remember that you can go back and rewatch this video and pause along the way anytime as needed.